Oh,
So let's
that's
go.
beautiful.
Maybe I'll partake in some little action, little party. Huh?
Little action.
You know what that means, right? Asleep by 5 o'clock.
That's right. That
um,
is correct.
so it's day one of defensive tackles, and we've been kind of trucking along with the NFL. Um, we've been we've been trucking along with the NFL draft, and today we go into defensive tackles, and then we go into corners and linebackers. But today we will be talking about Mason Graham, Derek Carmen, Alfred Collins, and Thor Griffith. Now, all four of these men have similar styles, but they're very, very different. And we'll get into that in a few minutes. But first, Matt, I want to kind of start off with a little breaking news that I have for you and for
Oh.
these Eagle fans, real quick. Um, that'll take about 10 seconds. Matt, we're still the fucking champs.
Yes, we are.
For anybody that keeps forgetting going into this draft season and the free agency, and dude, that's like every day. I'm so worried about. I'm like, we're back in the fucking. We're back into like the playoffs. Like I felt like this is all we. I'm so worried. I'm so worried. I'm like, what are you fucking worried about? This team just came off a Super Bowl. Let it fucking like let it marinate. Good God, it's like, uh, fucking. Do you have a life? Go fucking touch grass. Go touch grass.
I
I'm
saw
so worried.
Jason Ashworth, friend of the show. We've had him on before. Um, it was like a week, probably a week and a half ago now, but he put out like a little like 2 minute video where he was like, people that are concerned. He was like, you know what you know now. Like, oh, this team did this. We won the Super Bowl. Blah blah blah. But he's like, we had no clue what this team was going to be or what they were at this point last year. Other than you knew,
No,
oh my God, we signed Saquon Barkley, but we didn't know what Zach Bond was. No one was talking about Milton Williams. All this shit. Oh, no one knows what Nakobe Dean is. Everyone thought the defense was still going to be bad.
people thought Nakobe Dean was going to be a bust.
Yep. So these people now a year later, oh, I'm so worried. I'm so worried. You're worrying yourself for nothing.
Dude, but it's like every day,
Every
constant.
day.
Yeah, and I talked to EP about it. It's like every day is like something like I'm worried. What do you like? You should be worried. You can't pay the bills. You should be
Yeah.
worried that oh, you're sick. You should be worried about this team. I just
You know
I don't
what?
get it.
Let
I
them be
really don't get it.
worried. We'll sit here again.
Like
Talk
say
this
it again.
again. We'll sit here week after
I don't
week.
I don't know what it is about when you say again. It pops the shit out of me, and it's like it makes me mark the fuck out. Like you're like yelling at these motherfuckers. It's
It's
one of the cold.
we'll
Uh,
do it
uh,
again, and
yep.
then we'll celebrate another Lombardi or a good playoff run, where however it ends up, and then we'll sit there and go, see, you people were gloom and dooming on March 25th for no reason at all. You are 6 months from now. We will be in like week 3. 6 months from now, we will be
Yeah.
3
That'd be
weeks
here
into the regular season, and people are worried. There's no reason to worry. You haven't even had the draft yet. You haven't had the second wave of free agency. The guys haven't even laced up cleats or anything yet, other than the prospects that we've been looking at. I don't understand it. To be that worried and pessimistic after what they did and the amount of talent they have on the team and are bringing back, it's foolishness.
Yeah. And everybody's back to work. Like everybody, like they're already in off-season practice. You know what I mean? Off-season workouts. I see Sidney Brown every day working out, working out, working
Working
out.
out,
These guys
getting
are all
ready.
working out. Yeah, they're ready to go.
But
They're getting ready.
we haven't had the draft yet. We don't know what the schedule is yet. We know what the teams are, but we don't know how the schedule's going to play out. There's no reason to be so scared and pessimistic. I don't
Yeah, it's
understand it.
wild. It's wild. Yeah, I'm very optimistic in regards to this NFL draft and getting some good key pieces to this offense and defense. And today on Inside Eagles Red Zone, we get into the defensive tackle position, a very important position if you look at the defensive side of the ball. We have Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Jomo, and one of these guys might be joining us here in Philadelphia. Let's start with Mason Graham, Matt. A guy that's not going to be.
Yes, he will not be an Eagle.
Let's start with a guy that will not be an Eagle. A guy that will probably be gone way before the Eagles pick at 32, or the Eagles have any chance of getting down. But let's get into Mason Graham from
Let's
Michigan,
get into Mr. Mason Graham.
defensive coordinator, Wink Martindale.
That's right. Uh, honestly, Eric, if he drops past like 6, I would call a lot of NFL GMs stupid. He's 6'4", 296 pounds, came out as a junior. Draft Buzz has him just ranked second out of all defensive linemen. I think Abdul Carter was ranked number 1. Look, where to even begin with Mr. Mason Graham? He's a former wrestler, so you might be going, Matt, why are you mentioning that? Leverage. He's got a very explosive first step, but he uses that leverage from his wrestling background to set him up to consistently split double teams and reset the line of scrimmage in the run game. For as big as he is, 320 pounds, very good lateral agility, which I'm going to mention Jalen Carter. He's not Jalen Carter. I love Mason Graham, but he's not Jalen Carter. And I think if they redrafted, Jalen Carter was a top 5 talent, but dropped due to the off-the-field issue at Georgia. But, like, this is the type, like, when you're thinking agility, that's what Mason Graham gives you. Not to that level. He's a little bit below Jalen Carter in that explosiveness and athleticism, but for a boy his size, this dude can move. I think he has shown versatility in alignment abilities. Sometimes, a 3 technique, sometimes a 4 technique. Very, very high football IQ, able to recognize plays pre-snap, post-snap, and he's got an extremely high motor. You will also see him if he is stopped, if he gets blocked, he has no problem getting his hands up and deflecting passes. There is a play in this clip. He deflects a lot of passes in this clip, but he also played special teams. Here it is. He's going to block this field goal right here as well. You kind of expect it with Michigan guys that Michigan has historically been a school of guys that just fully understand how to play football. Mason Graham is just another one. Yes, he wore 55, little nod to our boy that just retired, BG. I wish he could wear 55 here until BG's number gets retired, but Eagles aren't going to have a shot in hell drafting him. Really, his only weaknesses are that he's still developing pass rush moves. When he's fatigued, he gets a little too high, allowing offensive linemen to get leverage and maintain leverage on him. And since he has shorter arms, some bigger guards and centers with longer arms can get contact first, and he can struggle a little bit there. But honestly, I think you draft this guy, you have your anchor at defensive tackle for freaking 10 years. Really think he is going to be an elite run stuffer, as you see there, splitting double team and just getting into the backfield, tackles for loss. He's going to rack up a lot of tackles for loss, especially against the ground. If he can develop more of a pass rush arsenal, he's going to be that unique blend of defensive tackle that's elite against the run and able to get sacks. But legitimately, day one, you put him in there, you have probably the best run stuffing interior defensive lineman in this draft class. And honestly, you can't really ask for much more than that. I love watching this kid play. He's going to be great at the next level. And the fact that he's still developing and he's this good already is pretty scary.
Yeah, no, he's elite. He's definitely elite talent.
And you see like these guys that that know the game, like that play against Oregon. Let me just kind of backtrack there a little bit. So this play here, he's going to punch this tackle and then swim back inside and get the tackle for loss.
Yeah,
like
heads up play.
And I like that his last year having a former NFL defensive coordinator to play underneath him, and you saw him really blossom this year. Like that, to me, if I'm a general manager, that shows me that you're gonna get a guy can understand some NFL concepts, and he's going to utilize them to his advantage and just flat out be productive for you. Defensive tackle.
I'm wondering how many phone calls Wink has gotten from NFL general managers or NFL head coaches about him.
Probably all 32, but probably a lot from the top 5.
Remember that whole conversation? Remember when he was chastised in the city?
Yep.
Because he made that conversation with Jalen Hurts.
Yep. Yeah.
That's what I keep thinking about.
Dude, but this kid, I don't know if there is another defensive tackle that I will see that will overtake him as the best defensive tackle in this class. Because I think he's going to start day one wherever he gets drafted. He's going to stop the run. He's going to get a lot of tackles for loss. And defensive tackle, from college to NFL to high school, is a position where you do a lot of dirty work, so your stuff doesn't necessarily show up in the box score. He's able to show up in the box score. And I think that's ridiculously... When you're looking at defensive tackles that do show up in the box score time and time again, that's when you know you have a stud, and whoever drafts him is getting a stud.
Shout out to Crest. I was going to message him. The thing I wanted to say is no more ribs, Crest. No more ribs.
It's a rib-free zone.
A bit about he had some type of ribs, and they're not doing well with him. No more ribs.
Uh-oh.
Fuck your ribs.
Did he get him from Montanus?
Maybe he should have.
No, then he'd probably be dead.
If anybody's listening to this podcast and has any affiliation with Montana's. We would love to do. We would love to sponsor Montana's. Send us some Montana's cheesesteak through the mail.
Oh
I don't know how
God,
long that would be. Oh God.
no, 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 no.
Um, Next up, Matt, we have Oregon defensive tackle Derek Harmon. Had a very good 2024 for the Oregon football team. And Matt, what have you seen through watching the tape?
Well, another number 55. So for some
Yeah,
reason,
I'm wondering if we're all 55.
55 in college this year meant you were a good defensive tackle. Um, I think his bull rush and his rip are great. And he is like Mason Graham. He can process plays very quickly, pre-snap, post-snap. You don't really see him get caught lost in the sauce. Like right there, that's great play recognition. Saw how the offensive line was moving and noticed how the quarterback was. Decided to stay home. Then when he saw the quarterback kept it, he collapsed and went after him. He's got very strong hands. And I think like you're looking at Mason Graham, where yes, he's got the lateral quickness, but more of your traditional like big, strong anchor. Derek Harmon's got a little bit more speed and a little bit more athleticism. Um, so I think he's got the speed to get on the offensive line quickly, and he still has the power to finish. Weaknesses for Harmon. His tackling's a little bit inconsistent. He can over pursue. He likes to, hey, I'm rushing the passer and I have that good first step. I'm going to just keep attacking, which can lead to some issues and some misplays and some missed opportunities. And if the offensive line wins that first engagement, he doesn't necessarily have the counter moves to overcome that. That's something that can be developed, especially since he has a few good power rush moves already in his bag. But he's just going to have to work on his counter moves. Maybe, try to develop a little spin move, or sorry, Crest's comment threw me off guard there. But again, another very good player. I would like to see what he can do. I think if you draft Derek Harmon, because his projection late first round, I think he has a good combination of strength and speed and utilizes both to be a good pass rusher and solid run D defensive tackle. To me, he's more of a natural pass rusher, but appeared to work at run defense during his year at Oregon. He played at Michigan State prior. He has a pretty solid pass rush arsenal, but can get lost when his first move is blocked. He also needs to work on becoming a consistent tackler. There are times where he has a back or a quarterback in the backfield and they slip away. Still, he should be a very productive player, especially if paired with a more natural run blocking defensive tackle. I think he will be best utilized if he were put with a Jordan Davis or a one of your more traditional run stuffing defensive tackles. That way he can utilize and his explosiveness and be more of a pass rushing defensive tackle. But I think he's another one. He's got the tools. I think he's going to be a pretty good player, but I think he is best suited not to be an anchor defensive tackle, but to be put with a more run-savvy D tackle to be his counterpart.
Yeah, and I've seen him kind of go into that late first round,
Yep.
late first round into the early second round. So he'll be a guy that Philadelphia might have a chance at drafting, whereas like Mason Graham was not. But I
Yeah.
do as you're like you were talking about Mason Graham's over like anxious. I call it over anxiousness.
Yeah.
I do see like what you're saying. Like the more and more I watch it, um, some one of these guys need to tell him to slow down.
Yep.
Like
Yep.
it's just not pot. Like you can't like he's kind of like he's missing out on certain things by going so fast, like moving so fast. Even though in pursuit, like that's kind of like it's good to like have that pursuit in like an edge rusher,
Yeah.
but like as like a a nose tackle, like or playing up the middle, you kind of have to play a little bit more slower, but more fierce.
Yep. No,
And
you're exactly right.
like maybe he would be good in a 3-4 defensive end. Maybe he would be good as an edge rusher
Yeah.
in a 3-4. I don't. I see him playing up the middle a lot. I think you'd move him over.
Yep.
I think you instead of like up the middle. I don't know about as I don't know. I haven't seen really any of his like his stuff on running plays. It's a lot of like the pass, like him and going in the pass. I know he has his hands up a lot, and he's got to
Yeah.
deflect a lot of plays. But I haven't seen enough of him in the run game to kind of give him a Jordan Davis was very good against the run. If he's not good at tackling, well then that's a problem, and maybe he would just be a 3-4 straight edge rusher.
Yeah. And there's potential there because you touched on it. If you don't slow down, especially for the audience out there, and if you're really like actually looking at this stuff, maybe for the first time, I don't know how people get ready for the draft or prep for the draft, but like when we're going from edge rushers to interior defensive linemen. So you're like naturally your D tackles, like a Mason Graham, especially when you compare Mason Graham to Derek Harmon. Mason Graham, if he's in a 3-4, if a team that plays a 3-4 drafts him, he's going to be your nose tackle. He's going to sit there over the center. He's going to have the A gap and the B gap responsibility. And that's why we talked about him being an anchor and utilizing that leverage, because there are times that defensive tackle position, that's what, like, and to tie it back to the Eagles, there's people that will sit there and go, Jordan Davis doesn't do anything. Jordan Davis doesn't do anything. He is there and playing next to Jalen Carter. So Jordan Davis can eat up that A gap, eat up that B gap. If a runner comes by him, he can wrap that big arm around him and let him go. And then this way, Jalen Carter's freed up to, get double teamed, but wreak havoc. If you don't have that person with you to eat up to just plug those gaps, and really, realistically, that's what that position is all about.
So as we're talking, I found a tape where I can find him in the run. He is slowed down in the run.
Okay.
So he has slowed down. And they have moved him on. I don't know why everything that I'm watching his tape against Ohio State. They move him out to edge, and he's not as fast as I've seen him.
Now, is that
he slows down in the edge at the when he plays the edge?
Now, is that just because he's up against tackles and
Yes.
D tackle speed is not the same as edge rusher speed?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Because now that I'm watching, he is going up against He went up against Simmons here.
Because he's got that first step, and he's quick for interior defensive line.
Yeah.
But when you are putting him up against an edge rusher, he's going to look a little slower.
Yeah, but remember we had said that he looked fast up the middle.
Yeah.
He didn't look that fast. I thought maybe it was natural speed that he was just able, but yeah, I think it's just he's going up against the guard in the center.
And that can be like a quick first step, and him looking quick against a guard, a center, and a guard is different than being realistically, your edge rushers.
Judkins just made a miss.
Should be faster.
Yeah, Judkins just made him miss on a Oh yeah,
And
shoot.
if you're over pursuing, especially if you're down on the line, you don't want to over pursue because defense tackle is all about
Oh man, that
clogging the
he got
run lanes.
abused there. He got abused there. Ugh.
It's all about clogging run lanes and making it difficult for the running back to have a crease or a hole to get through. If
Yeah.
you're over pursuing, you're going to leave that crease. If you miss the tackle, that running back, instead of getting back to the line of scrimmage, is now getting 5-6 yards, and your defense is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Now, if it goes to a 3-4, he could kind of play that defensive end position in a 3-4 where you're still, like the Eagles do, you're literally playing 3 or 4 defensive tackles, but one of them has a D end responsibility to where it's like a one gap assignment and you can rush and use that pass rushing ability to get after the quarterback and make plays. But you wouldn't see, you'd want him paired with an anchor like a
Yeah.
Jordan Davis to where he could be, okay, hey, we have this guy here that's going to be our run stuffer and our gap plugger. You go get after the quarterback.
Yeah.
And that's where I see him benefiting the most, would be having a guy next to him that's going to do that.
Right. Right. Yeah. Like I said, I was curious about that, so I'm kind of glad I did look
Well,
at it.
now, we're going from a guy that is quick and quick. I think when we get to Alfred Collins, and we can and I'll get the tape started, I think the biggest thing to me that stuck out, I think he is a little too hesitant when starting plays and getting after the passer.
Yes.
Like just while this tape is rolling, I just like that's the one thing. This dude Alfred Collins is a strong ass motherfucker. He's got the bull rush. He's gonna eat some guards. And if he gets his hands on you, you're probably not going anywhere. But when these plays happen, and even in the highlights when you can see it, it's just like the play starts and then he's like, oh crap, I have to go. Where Derek Harmon was like, snap, go, 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 go. Collins is a little bit of the opposite where it's like, snap, go, go, go.
Yeah.
But Collins projected late second. He is, again, I think he would be great at being. Texas kind of utilized him that way too. Like, you have two gap responsibility, and he's patient and he's strong. He'll stand some offensive linemen up. And yeah, dude, if he gets his mitts on you, you're not going anywhere. And he's shown the ability to bat balls down at the line of scrimmage, which I like too.
Yeah.
And even when he's rushing the passer, he'll get his hands up if he knows he's not getting the sack, and he'll get that and he'll bat that ball down. But he is bull rush. He needs more moves because he is bull rush, bull rush, bull rush. That's my move. I'm stronger than you. I'm sticking to it. So if he can develop a couple more moves, which he probably will, but and I think another negative with him, the lateral agility. Like some of these plays where these guys get out wide, and he has to look. That's a nice play to bat that ball down. But when he has to like really run down the line to make a play, I think he struggles with that a lot. Like even there, like okay, you disengage, but you were too slow to get to the play. Like he's not going to be one of these guys, one of these defensive linemen that really wreak havoc, breaking down once the edge gets set, breaking down the line and making plays in the run game. But if he could develop some more power rush moves, then you got a big body dude that is going to be able to stop the run and get after the quarterback. Let's see, because he's 6'6", 332.
Good Lord.
Yeah, big boy. He's got long arms.
What did he do at the what did he do at the combine?
Let's see. NFL Combine did 96 inches in the broad jump, 26-inch vertical, 5-second 40, 4.44 shuttle. So not too fast. I mean, to be 6'6", 332 and run a 5. That's not bad at all.
I don't think I could do a 4. I don't think I could do a 540.
No, dude, 6'6", 332. That's a big. He's going to be 24 when the season starts.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, getting back to Jalen Walker's talk.
Yeah.
People are calling him a poor man's Micah Parsons.
Sign me up. Sign me up.
The defense, the poor man's Micah Parsons. The defense dipping. The defense dipping, Matt. Not so fast.
Maybe it'll drop to 5. Maybe it'll drop to 5. If they draft him, dude, I'm gonna streak down my street.
I'm hoping that everybody goes offense. Fuck it.
Please.
We have a pick of litter defense.
Please. I pray. I did see Kurt Bankert's first mock draft.
Yeah, I just was about to ask you about that. I don't know if I had just seen that.
I saw that he had the Giants moving up to 32 to draft Shador to pair with Travis Hunter at 3.
Oh.
I wonder what the Eagles would have gotten in return for 32. But how some of the...
We'll take a first round. You want our first? We'll take a first round pick for that. Yeah, absolutely.
But some of those defensive guys that were still there, like 25, I was sitting there going like, I would have rather him trade up than stay at 32.
Yeah, trade up.
But
because now that you watch it, you know what I mean, like, and that's something that we could like, you know, kind of get into a little bit, maybe a little bit later. But like a lot of these guys, you read about, but then once you watch them, like dive into them, you kind of like doing this kind of has been kind of helping you kind of understand like where guys are. Like I know you play, you know, you do watch the college football, but like deep diving into some of these guys is definitely helping.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now. There's already like 30 guys I'd draft. My big board would be... I'm about to email my big board to Howie. And just say, hey, let me know how it matches up, bro.
Well, he'll be at Dynasty.
True.
Easter weekend. So
when is Easter?
The 20th. It's WrestleMania weekend.
Oh.
Yep.
I get out at 2 WrestleMania Saturday. And then I'm off Sunday. I don't know if I work Monday yet or not. But at least I know.
We're having a hard time selling tickets. That's all I know about that.
Dude, it's so expensive. They're
It is. Yep. And it's Easter weekend.
yeah. Vegas will shove that full of magicians or something, but
Yep.
no, they went with Vegas. Vegas basically begged them to come because Vegas wanted something big for Easter weekend.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're gonna get freaking how many sit in that stadium? They'll probably fit. They'll get 60,000 people there each night.
Yeah. They'll sell tickets the week of the show.
Yeah.
They'll lower the prices. Fucking gross.
Would Chaniota be there?
I'm in.
Chaniota would be in attendance for that convention.
I'll be flying to Vegas right now.
And then she can work EO.
And Rhea. Okay.
No, I wouldn't survive.
Will you be playing Gloria? I will survive.
I will survive. That is my brutality.
Pop up that picture from yesterday of Matt. That's my thought.
Give me Chaniota with a side of Rhea Ripley.
Oh, jeez.
And a side of Julia.
Ugh.
And another side of Stephanie Vaquer. Call it Thanksgiving. Because your boy would be feasting.
All meat.
It's meat. All meat.
Like the fucking Costco guys.
Yeah, they should have.
Oh, boy.
Well, no, they're an AEW. So screw them.
Fuck them.
I was going to say, they should have freaking the Rizzler pop up at Mania, but what if the Rizzler wrestled Stone Cold Steve Austin and went over? Actually, no, it's crazy.
I'm using my tablet.
Yeah.
And this guy, Polka Dot, has a mock draft. And his 32 is Jalen Walker. I fucking lose my shit.
Jalen Walker at 32? Yeah, sign me up.
He has Tennessee drafting Cam Ward, Shador Sanders drafting going 2. And I see this a lot lately. I've been seeing fucking Shador going number 2 now. Travis Hunter 3, McMillan 4, Carter 5, GNT 6, Mason Graham 7, Shamar Stewart 8, Jackson Dart 9. Yes! Yes!
Yes!
Yes! Yes!
God, these dude, you know.
Membu going 10. By the way, fucker. No, I don't give a fuck about your fate. I don't.
Then Membu being the first tackle off the board.
Yep. Will Campbell going 11. Kelvin Banks going 12. Move out, bitch. Come on. Will Johnson. Oh, he ended his fucking stream. Fuck you. I was watching your fucking video.
I don't understand Membu being the first tackle taken.
I kind of they might think that he might be more not developed over Campbell. Like you kind of know what you get at Campbell.
Yeah.
Campbell's gonna be fucking excellent, but elite. But
I mean, still, even over Banks.
Yeah, I don't know. It has to be some type of like.
And the fact that Membu played.
As we were talking, YouTube video pops up. It says Membu.
And Membu played freaking right tackle.
He's gonna be good.
Oh yeah, I like him, but
yeah, we went on a tangent. We're going on a tangent. We gotta finish our defensive attack.
You're well. Okay, yeah, we're on to.
Yeah, I went off topic. I went off
I
topic.
did too. It's okay. We were talking about Chaniota. Things went good. It's
Actually, you
okay.
know what? We only have one player left. So
Yeah, we only have.
yeah,
We got Thor.
yeah. We got Thor.
I mean, I'll tell you right here. You go. Here, look, a 1 minute highlight package of Thor. There. I don't think he gets drafted,
No, I don't think so either. But I
but
just, you know.
I think there's something there. The big thing with he's 6'2". So a small defensive tackle.
Yeah.
But this dude, high football IQ, very good against the run. He's strong. What'd they say? Yes. He played at Harvard and then transferred to Louisville. Ivy League coaches described him as
Harvard?
unblockable. Yep. He had a 4.57 shuttle. That's fast, and his 10-yard split was 1.65 seconds. So 6'2", 320. He's got a little giddy up to him.
Yeah.
And I think he can play the run really well. The thing with and he benched 225, which is what you bench at the combine, 45 times.
That's insane.
So he's a strong ass dude. The thing with him is the fact that he's 6'2", he's going to struggle against bigger linemen, and he has no pass rush moves. He did finish with 3 sacks this year, but he's going to struggle at the next level. Like, where do you put him? What defense do you play him in? Where do you put him on your D-line?
You wonder if he's more of a special teams guy.
Yeah, but I like the kid. Like, I hope he ends up in the league and plays. But with that size and not being able to, and only playing,
just imagine being named Thor. Like, imagine your parents name you.
Fantastic
Thor.
name. Fantastic name.
Hey, what are we gonna name our kid? We're gonna name our kid.
Let's name him Thor.
Yeah, Thor.
Well,
what if he was like a? What if he was like a pussy? Like.
Then he probably should have been named Loki or Spider-Man. I don't know.
Spider-Man. I love it.
Not even Peter Parker, just straight up Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Love it.
Although Spider-Man's not really a pussy. Spider-Man's pretty cool. But Thor, great name. Just wish he was like 2 inches taller. And, dude, that's the thing. If he was 6'4", he'd okay, hey, 6 round, okay.
Yeah, it's like a flyer on him.
I'm telling you guys, 2 inches in football goes a long way. They say it's a game of inches, and it's true. Well, I'm telling you right now, not even because he is my friend. Joe, who's listening right now. When I tell you that Joe Hernandez could get after the damn quarterback, play D-end. Fantastic. Joe could have played at college. But Joe's 5'7", 5'8". And it worked out for Jake. But Jake Metz, who had a cup of coffee with the Eagles and the Panthers and the Bills, played for the Philadelphia Soul. Jake, our senior year of high school, I didn't think it was anything great. Goes, plays at Ship. I don't know what they pumped him with, but he was a string bean. He came back very big, very jacked. But Jake was like, what, 6'3", 6'4"? Inches. Inches are a difference from high school to college and college to the NFL.
Yeah.
And It's a tall man's game. See,
Good Lord.
Joe just texted me. Jake was 170 pounds senior year of high school. A string bean, dude. I played basketball against that motherfucker. Backed his ass down every time. So I'm a big boy. Jake was a string bean. He was taller than me. But when he got the dunk, you can back a boy down. Comes back after, freshman year, and he was big. He was big.
And you're like, can't back him down no more.
I said, what the hell did they feed you, bro? I just said, yeah, man, freshman 15. But I like Jake, but he benefited from playing with Joe and also Cody Muller, who played at New Hampshire for a little bit. I think he's coaching football in freaking Texas or something. But
oh shit,
Jake was definitely the beneficiary of playing with two very good ends.
So you're saying Joe Hernandez made him?
Yes, even that was like kind of at the beginning of Joe and I's friendship. I know when I used to go to the high school games, like I thought Joe was the fucking man.
He still is.
He still is the fucking man. But on the football field, Joe was the man. Then we played flag and probably played against Michael Vick, fresh out of prison. I still swear by that. Eric, we played in this flag league. It was legit. Very like high, pretty good level competition in this flag league. And we're in the playoffs, and we play this team from Virginia. And they have a quarterback who took snaps 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
15 yards.
And he'd just run around, and he of course he had a laser beam for an arm. And I swear to God, it was Michael Vick. Because I think that was when he got out of jail, and then the Eagles signed him like 3 months later. But it wouldn't have shocked me if he was playing on a flag team, traveling up and down the East Coast, just run. Dude, you couldn't get to him. Couldn't get to him. We blitzed him. We sat back and played zone and tried to rush 3. It didn't matter. He could just run around for 19 years and then whip the ball 60 yards downfield. And, I hated it. Made me hate life.
But, anything else you want to get into? We to get to the list. You want to rank these guys?
Yeah. So there's going to be no shocker with today's list. So, it happens to go in order of how we watch them. Mason Graham 1, Derek Harmon 2, Alfred Collins 3, Thor Griffith 4.
Thor Griffith's gonna definitely fall down.
Yeah, he's gonna drop. I only watched 3.5 minutes of one of the guys we're watching tomorrow, but here's a little teaser. After Mason Graham, there's potential of the rankings shifting around.
Yep. And that'll be the first one.
Yes. Yeah. I got about like 3 minutes in, and I'm like, I can't wait to watch the rest of this, but I already know where I'm putting them.
So Savon Jones goes number 2.
Yes.
No. So tomorrow, on tomorrow's show, we will be doing Walter Nolan, Tyreek Williams, TJ Sanders, and Savon Jones. And then I'll let you guys know what Thursday will be.
That's right.
But, Matt, you got anything else you want to get into? feel like we did a quick show.
We did a quick. Yeah, I lost my words. Yeah, we did a little quickie today.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks to everybody that was listening, checking us out live. Check us out Sunday, April 27th at Country Club Brewing in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, from 11:30 to 1 p.m. Inside Eagles Redzone Draft Special. We'll be doing the post-draft shows. But yeah, I got nothing else, and let's wrap this baby up. Thanks, Matt, for production. Talk to you guys tomorrow, same time, same channel. Peace.